Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is the Be the CEO of Your Life live show with Yvonne, and today with our special guest, Laurie Seymour. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Yvonne. This is great to be with you. I know that it's a different kind of situation for you.
Yes, I am. For those of you watching, you may see and hear that I'm in a different environment. I was actually with my girl today in Barcelona on a biking tour, which unexpected lasted way longer. So we tried to be on time, but we didn't make it. So I'm right now in Barcelona in a lovely cafe. So the sound is jazz and Barcelona sounds at the background. But
And remember, and for those of us who are in North America, well, it's 9 a.m. and you're in a cafe, but the reality is it's not 9 a.m. where you are.
it's 5 p.m. and I'm not drinking wine yet, so I feel extra dedicated.
Ooh,
Right. So the topic of today is the power of inner transformation. We are organizing an amazing retreat in Barcelona, Spain. And a big part of it is about your inner transformation. And we had some questions of people that wanted to know more about it. So we thought, why don't we make a live like today so we can answer some of the questions that people have, and also explain a bit of the power of an inner transformation. And Laurie, maybe you want to start by introducing yourself and tell us why you are, in my eyes, the expert of inner transformation.
I'm glad that I am. Thank you, Yvonne. It's such we just broached this whole big topic, and everybody talks about transformation this and transformation that. The reason, though, is that when you think about the things that you want in life, maybe the things that you might come to Yvonne for, that you might come to me for, there are usually things that have to do with our everyday life, our the real world, so to speak. I want a relationship. I want more clients. I want my business to go more smoothly without the push and the hustle. Um, I'm exhausted because I'd like to be able to start my day in a different way than I do now. So when I think about how inner transformation relates to all of those kinds of things, I could say it pretty simply, which is if everything is energy, everything in life is energy. Maybe that's not so simple. But given that that is the reality, as we are impacted by things in our everyday life and as we want to have impact on our world, where that change has to start is within us. So when we talk about inner transformation, it's because nothing changes in our lives unless something changes within us. And by change, I have come to believe, and my background is as a psychotherapist originally, long, long time ago, and I've moved through so many different expansions of that because I've come to see that given that everything is energy, where things actually change is at the level of the cell, at the level of frequency, at the level of vibration. Now, one of the things that I used to do in my varied career was I was a solutions engineer in the tech world, in the cellular world, and I used to work with frequency a lot. And there was this formula called I wasn't planning to talk about this, but a formula that spoke to signal and noise ratio. And what that meant was if there was a lot of noise in your background, a lot of noise in the system, the signal, in order for you to have a clear cell phone call, for example, had to be stronger than the noise in the background. But for so many people, that noise, the noise of our life, is so great. And we don't know how to get to hear the clarity of the signal. We can't get to the clarity of the signal. And the signal for me at base is your own inner guidance, your what some people call intuition. And I think of inner guidance as way beyond intuition, because it's a way to start activating that part of you that does know. And you know those times, you know those experiences when you're just saying, well, I don't know why I know this, but I do. I do. And if I start to go against it, something doesn't feel right. I feel weird in my body. I feel tight in my body. I feel sick to my stomach. And so going to explore that, allowing yourself to tap into that and start to trust that. So inner transformation is all of that. And in this particular retreat, a lot of what we're going to be doing is about activating your own inner guidance system, making it even stronger, so much more strong that you can really trust it. Because what I find is that self doubt is there in such a big way in so many people that, well, I've been told I have to do these things in order for my life to work, in order for my business to work. But if you're doing that on top of a feeling of going against yourself, you know it doesn't work because you get the feedback. We get feedback from life all the time. So I've just, said a whole lot, and I'm going to take a breath and take a sip of water
I
and space.
I love what you all said, and I also had to chuckle because, like I said, I'm currently in a cafe in Barcelona, and then I thought, oh, this is actually doable. The jazz music is quite, not too loud, and then they started cleaning the coffee machine. And I was like, oh my word. And they started uploading what sounded like a truck. And you were talking about, how we often have these sounds, which is basically, if you compare it to, your business or your life,
Mm-hmm.
everything is always loud around you. Everything is always asking for your attention. I have
Yeah.
so many clients telling me, in a one-on-one, because they don't want to admit it out loud, but I feel so overwhelmed. There's so much going on. And like you're saying, they want to change. They want to hit a different level. They want to go somewhere. They have some decisions to make, and very often they tell me, I don't know, I don't even know, what I want. But deep down, they know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very excited to know that this retreat is like a safe space
Yeah.
where you can come to, and where you can go through that, reconnecting, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not as if it's not there. It's just, how do you tap into it?
Yes.
And it's almost like, once you know, you know.
Yes. And it does take practice.
Yes.
And over the course of the retreat, you'll have lots of time to practice. But I also appreciate, Yvonne, what you said about it being a safe space. Because we're not inviting you here to say, do it this way or do it that way. We're creating opportunities, and really the energy or the feeling of an invitation to you, not only to come and be with us in Barcelona, but an invitation to you to bring who you are forward and to celebrate that, to acknowledge it and to celebrate that, because that is really what creates the transformation. It's not there's something in you that's needing to be fixed. It's more about opening to what is more true, more real, more aligned with who you are.
And I love that, and that's why we called it the mourners retreat as well. It's because there is so much more in you. And I have quite a few clients that tell me, I know there's more, I just don't know how to exit it, or
Mm-hmm.
what to do. And it's for those people that feel like, there's more in me, I could do more, I could be
Mm-hmm.
more, I could make more. Because let's be honest, that's also a question that's
Mm-hmm.
relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I don't see how.
Mm-hmm.
And how beautiful is it that you will find those answers in yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
And
yeah,
really, the
sorry.
only place that you can find them.
Yes, And I have to laugh because, like I said, I've just been on a biking tour with my almost 13-year-old. So that's a teenager. And that's
Almost
like,
13 going on 20.
that's like, the only way is your way.
Mhm.
And I'm laughing because she's a teenager. So it's, it's part of that, part of life, right?
Mhm.
But deep down, I think sometimes, and especially, the people with the entrepreneurial spirit or the business owners, we all have that rebellion streak. I want to do it my way.
Yes.
um, and very often we go like, and that's also where the friction occurs. Like, we
Mhm.
know that we want something, and even very often we already know what we would like, but then we
Mm.
see some kind of expert or a guru or someone, who made a lot of money, and they tell you, well, whatever you do, just do it my way, and that's the best way.
Yeah.
And then before we know it, we go after that, and then there's someone else and something else, and then all
Mm.
those things pile up, and that what we actually wanted to do deep down felt aligned, we didn't
Mhm.
choose. And that's where the overwhelm, and then you didn't trust yourself. So how can you go back to trusting
Mm.
yourself, so that if an expert comes along which doesn't feel aligned, because if they feel aligned, great, but then there's no
Mhm.
friction.
Right, right.
And the
You don't have
friction,
that feeling in your body of, ugh.
no, and that's what I love, that you get to go back to almost a drawing table of
Mhm.
you in control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's the you and the bigger you. In other words, the
Yes.
you that you are in your heart, that you are in your essence. I'm interviewing someone this afternoon for Wisdom Talk Radio, my podcast, and her whole journey has been with a guru. And what she came to, and I mean, this is it in a smallest nutshell and really almost diminishing it, but what she really knows and speaks to in her book is the guru is you. The guru is that inner essence, that undivided self. And when we can tap into that part of ourselves, and we can, and that's so much of why we're doing this, then you have access to something that will never steer you wrong, and where you will always you'll feel loved. You'll feel the love from within yourself, not because you're looking outside of it to get it, but because you feel that in yourself, you'll likely attract it. Just like you can attract more clients, more people that you want to have in your world when that alignment is there in you, when that joy is there in you.
I like that. And Laurie, maybe because I know some people say, well, I already know how to connect. I already
Mhm.
know how to tap in. Is there is there a merit? And I already know the answer, but I just want you to share it. Is there a
Mhm.
merit in coming to the retreat or doing it with a group of people? What's the
Mm.
benefit besides saying, well, you know what, I can do this um, wherever I am right now? What's the
Right, right.
difference?
Well, a couple of things. I teach meditation. That's one of the things I do. I run regular meditation sessions, and they're done in a group. And so there's two parts to that, though. There's the benefit of getting to hear another person's experience. There's also the benefit of the way that I work is I work with energy. So I work in ways that help to take you to the next level of whatever your own interconnection is. So it's really an expansion and an evolution of that. And that's why we talk about quantum leaps, is because your ability to go from wherever you are, I assume that you're able to connect. I mean, in some sort of way, I assume that. Because I believe that. And that can always be enhanced. I'm still learning. I'm still evolving. I'm still going to another level. And that happens all the time. So there's the invitation for that. And then there's the power of what gets created when you're there energetically with other people who are there for that same kind of purpose, not your identical information, but that idea of, I really want to be here and I want more of who I am. And think about that, because then you get to have that kind of energetic um, connection and bouncing off of, and something else gets built, something else gets created. Because that, then you've got true co-creation, the co-creation of you with this bigger part of you, and the co-creation of, hey, I'm here with other people, and you know, they have who they are in their most magnificent self, and I have myself in my most magnificent self, who I am, and let's see what gets created, and let's see where I can go beyond whatever I thought was stopping me.
I love that, especially to go beyond what I thought was holding me back.
Mhm.
And I also really like that there's the power of the group.
Mhm.
And I'm immediately thinking about some of the experiences I had myself, which you
Mhm.
can't really talk about because you have to feel it, but
Mhm.
it's so uplifting. But and if you're listening or watching this and you're interested, I would highly recommend you also Google it, because there have been studies or well, practical studies
Mhm.
performed with people meditating as a group against certain areas in war, and
Yeah.
all the consequences, the positive consequences of that. Now that's not what we're doing here, but I just love the fact that it's proven to be so beneficial to do this as a group.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I really like that. And the other thing I really like that you touch on is a quantum leap, um,
Mhm.
because it's amazing when all of a sudden you really feel yourself already there, what you've been dreaming about for a long time or you've been thinking about, and then all of a sudden everything aligns,
Yeah.
and it feels like that's the right time.
Right. Right.
and
Exactly.
and something internally has transformed, has shifted, so that all of a sudden everything lines up and it happens.
Yeah.
um,
And I want to just jump in about everything lines up, because in a way it doesn't line up, because a quantum leap means you've gone from point A to some other point you may not even know the name of, and you don't know how you got there. You just know that you're there. And there, it's kind of like an act of grace almost. That feeling of, I feel this, and we want to give you the skills to be able to maintain that, so that you go back into life and you say, okay, I've had this transformation. Well, now what? Well, we're going to give you the now what too.
yes, I think that's very important, because that's also the last thing we want, is that you go to this retreat, you feel all great, and then you go back home and you go like zzz, it sizzles out. It's like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, it was so amazing while I was there, and then zzz. No,
Yeah.
there's no zzz, there's only zzz, you know.
Hmm. There's the bubbles in the champagne.
Yes, precisely. The only way is up. So, but I think that is critical, and that's what I really also like to give to the people that are joining us.
Hmm.
Not just the tools to have that, create that inner transformation, to make those quantum leaps. Um, and I love what you say. And for me, that feels like alignment. But I totally hear what you say. You're
Hmm.
not just
It
going,
is.
but it's,
It is.
but um, sorry, something happened here.
You're amazing. I mean, the way you are able to focus in the a space of being in public.
Yeah. Um, but what I really like is that it's almost as if, okay, I feel like you go somewhere and you learn it, and you learn it from because how many years have you been doing this?
I don't think I want to admit that.
Yeah, well, I just because you
Over 30 years is the truth.
yeah, because you said, well, and I'm still learning. I thought, wow, but you are already in, such a specialist. But the
Mhm.
truth is, we're always learning. But I just wanted to have that out there.
Okay.
I also never like to say how long I've been doing things because then I go like, oh my God, I'm that old. But yeah, um, but it's that little thing extra, right? It's not like
Mhm.
you got it, but it's like you maintain it, and you know how to tap into it again and again.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's yeah, I think that's really for me the power, not just of this inner transformation you will experience on the retreat, but
Mhm.
it's the power of more
Yes.
that you will take with you when you go back home.
Because it's a continuing evolution. We are in, if we thought that we could just, okay, I'm going to get the answer and then we're done, it's just not true because that's not life.
No.
Because there isn't just simply an answer. There's always a new dimension, a next level, a new a new expression for us. And that's what we want to support you being able to tap into and create with.
Yeah. I can't wait. That's the thing. I can't wait for the retreat to start.
Mhm.
And if you're looking at this and you want to know more, reach out to Laurie or myself. We're here for you, just for chatting. Don't like I said, we it's going to be amazing. We only have 12 spots in total, and it actually some already taken.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't wait too long. It starts in April, and it's only 5 days. And
It's
we're
6 days,
actually
6 days.
6 days, and we're also gonna visit La Sagrada Familia, which is like, and there's gonna be so much more. It's the venue is divine, the food is divine. It's close to the beach. There's time for you to integrate this in the afternoon if you feel like it, or you can have a session
Mhm.
with me or with Laurie. There's so much more.
And
So
it's all within that context of spaciousness.
yes.
We never want you to feel that pushing that you've been wanting to get away from in your life.
No, it's just going to be an amazing experience. That's for sure. So, yeah.
One more thing, can I say? Do we have one more moment? I'm just thinking about if you feel intrigued, a little nudge inside yourself saying, do I need to be there? Check into that. Because the whole reason this retreat is happening is because I followed my own inner guidance to come and see Yvonne in Barcelona and to see, because there was something that was to happen between the two of us to be created. And this is the outcome of that. So listen, 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 listen.
Yes, I love that. If you have any little niggle or that would be nice or woo, tell me more, reach out. We're here for you to chat. And we would love to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, I look forward to seeing you all same time, same place next time. And Laurie, thank you so much for being here with me live. And see you soon.